you get a chance to visit the River and Roots Community Garden, you'll see it's a great place to bring your kids, just like the county farm. We're at the animal yard, where you can learn about and even feed these cute farm animals. But now, back to the plants. As you could tell, today's show is all about gardens, and up next we'll follow the Soil and Water Conservation District's efforts to create a rain garden right at the main headquarters of Cornell Cooperative Extension in Riverhead.
Spring is in the air, and as we start getting a bad case of spring fever, we contemplate ways to harness all this newfound pent-up energy. One great way is to start a rain garden. A rain garden is a shallow depression dug in a lawn or as a part of a parking lot and planted with native plants and flowers. The Suffolk County Soil and Water Conservation District notes that a rain garden is what is known as a best management practice because it is designed to catch stormwater runoff and slow it down enough to let the water percolate into the ground and filter out contaminants instead of it flowing into our waterways. Thanks to the efforts of the Suffolk County Soil and Water Conservation District, the Kermit W. Graff Cornell Cooperative Extension building in Riverhead has a beautiful new functioning rain garden. Paul Teninehouse, the district manager, explains how the rain garden came about.
One of our technicians had come up with the idea after we had started bringing Nassau and Suffolk counties together to do Long Island Green Infrastructure Conference. And she came to me with the idea for installing the rain garden, and I, of course, approved the idea, and we got two of the technicians involved in doing the design work, and then finally our third technician in coming up with some native plant ideas. The three of them together worked on the design, and the design was submitted to Suffolk County. The DPW department is responsible for doing the changes to the parking lot for the building, since the parking area was increased to include the area purchased behind the building.
We were requested to expand the parking lot at Cornell. There's a street behind that called Hallett Street, and the Cornell Cooperative Extension was short parking, so we were requested if we could extend that parking into the Hallett Street area, which we were able to do. As we started to get into the project, that's when Paul contacted us and started to ask us questions about the project. And I was letting him know we're putting in our normal leaching basin system, drainage system. We're going to pave the thing, and we're out of there. We're just expanding the parking lot. And he brought us into well, did you ever think about a rain garden? We started to discuss that, but to do the rain garden, we had to reconfigure the other part of the parking lot that we were not touching. Now, at first, I had told Paul that it was very, very difficult probably to do that because I did not budget to do work in the other parking lot. I only budgeted for the small part of the expansion. But we wanted to work closely with them. So what we did do is that we designed the project with the rain garden. We regraded the parking lot. We provided all the topsoil and whatnot, but we did not have the expertise in the designing of the rain garden. And that's where Paul's group stepped up to the plate, and they did the design for the rain garden, and they actually installed all the plants and things of that nature.
We chose the parking lot at Griffin Avenue because it's already a Cornell Cooperative Extension building where the extension agents are involved in doing educational assistance for homeowners, for farmers, and since there's a certain amount of people that are, even other groups that come here for educational purposes, we wanted to use this as an educational tool, also to help have people start to think about green infrastructure ideas.
Rain gardens come in many shapes and sizes and can be designed to fit in any part of your yard or near your driveway. You can use any type of native grasses, shrubs, and perennial flowers. You can even plant trees in your rain garden.
The most important part of a rain garden is that it helps to take up some of the pollutants and the nutrients that wash off of, and it could be, a yard, fields, parking areas. It's really meant to try to help keep any of those pollutants from reaching our groundwater, which is our main drinking water supply for the county. The effectiveness of the rain garden surpasses our expectations in that we had designed it for a 1-inch rainfall event to be able to capture and contain that amount. And the rain garden has actually been able to capture up to 6 inches of rainfall before flooding out into the parking area itself. Also, as the water fills the rain garden, it's able to drain through that soil profile very rapidly so that it's never gone beyond 24 to 48 hours and it drains straight through. So there's really no concern about ponded water.
It's very aesthetic. It's a perfect place to put it with the Cornell Cooperative Extension there, with the Soil and Water Services there, keeping an eye on it for us and seeing how effective it is. I think it was a great joint venture. And DPW loves to do some things out of the box. It was the first rain garden that we did. And right after that, we actually incorporated a rain garden in another project that we did out at Mashut Beach. Right now, we don't have any other rain gardens planned, but that certainly is now a tool in our toolbox when we go in for stormwater remediation and things of that nature.
We had a kiosk installed at the entry to the rain garden. We have created a stepping stone path throughout the center of the rain garden, and what we did was we purchased professionally made labels for all the different plant materials that have gone into the rain garden so that people can stop and look at what types of plants were used. It's very pretty to look at. We installed a recycled plastic park bench that people could sit on and enjoy looking at the plant materials. We also installed a bluebird house on a post on one side with a bird waterer that is also an anti-freezing bird waterer, so that even in the winter that birds would be able to land there and be able to get a drink. And on the other side of the rain garden, we installed a purple martin house. Although we haven't seen any purple martins to date, we have had a couple types of sparrows that have lived in the corners of the birdhouse each year.
Not only does the rain garden work effectively at reducing stormwater runoff, but it looks great as well. Thanks to the Suffolk County Soil and Water District and the Suffolk County Department of Public Works for their great work. Right now, we're in the Nature Explorer classroom.